Rick, thank you for that. And joining us now for a deeper analysis on the dismantling of the Department of Education is David Goldberg, the president of the California Teachers Association. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
I do want to note here, it would take an act of Congress to, in fact, shut down the department, but the president has already laid off half of the staff. He says he's doing this to improve student achievement, which, to be fair, has not gone up or down, it looks like, for decades, if you look at the numbers. What do you make of that argument?
Look, dismantling the Department of Education and laying off thousands of dedicated staff, and frankly, appointing someone who ran World Wrestling, who's never spent a day teaching in classrooms, to be our Secretary of Education. These are more than just headlines. They're really direct threats, as was just laid out by the superintendent in Los Angeles. This is really a betrayal of public school students and educators in both red and blue counties. This is a nonpartisan issue, and the students who are living in poverty and special needs, they live everywhere in our state. And this targeting of every student, this is really targeting every student who's just on survival mode, and the educators who serve them. This is vicious. It's unacceptable, and we're going to be fighting back against this.
And so local school districts and states already control their curriculum. So what does Trump mean when he says he wants to give the power back to the states?
You tell me what he means. I would ask our Secretary of Education, but she's spent the last decades running World Wrestling Federation, so I don't think we're going to get an answer there. This is really about cutting everything that serves the public, that serves poor kids, that serves working families, our most vulnerable students. Special education parents and families are bewildered about what this means. We should never go in just cutting programs without any idea what it means. I think what it really means, honestly, if you look across the board, what's been happening recently with the Musk administration, this is laying the groundwork for another tax cut for billionaires, balancing the budgets on the backs of working kids, poor kids, special ed kids, to lay the foundation for another tax cut for billionaires and trillionaires in this country. I think they already have enough. I think our students who really need the resources right now, our most vulnerable students.
I can hear your frustration. I've heard from other teachers with the same frustrations. The administration has promised formula funding, student loans, Pell Grants, and funding for those special needs students will be preserved. Do you believe that, or where are you at with that?
You hear it in my voice because it's infuriating, right? Educators, we spend our lives dedicating our lives to our students. We don't do it for the money. We don't get paid nearly enough. And we see every day how our students come to school just struggling, how parents are struggling to get what our special education students need, what our students coming to school hungry need and deserve. And for someone to be playing politics with this around some cultural wars he's trying to inflame, it's heartbreaking and it's infuriating, and it's an absolute disrespect to the students and the families and we have 800,000 special ed students in California. This is disrespectful of them. It's disrespectful of us and the workers who dedicate our lives to them to make anything that much harder to get what they so desperately need and deserve.
So then help people understand, though, if they're hearing from the administration that special needs students will not be touched, and you're saying that they absolutely will be, where is the disconnect here?
Well, the disconnect is the Trump and Musk administration is dismantling any ability we would have to actually know if that's true. He's dismantling the whole infrastructure in the Department of Education that would allow us to see if that's true. We won't even know. So again, this is like willy-nilly. This is going in with no plan whatsoever, and it's working people, and it's poor people, and it's workers who dedicate their lives to students, and it's the students themselves and their families who are going to get caught holding the bag. We've already seen 2,400 layoff notices go out across the state. California, we already are on, and that's just with the threat of some of this federal funding going away. We're on survival mode in California for decades around disinvestment in public education. So any threat to this even makes that worse. That's happening right now. So I have absolutely no faith. This administration, the Trump-Musk administration, has made very clear the contempt for working people and for poor people and for students and for educators every step of the way. And this is just another example. So we have absolutely no faith, whatever they say, about what's going to happen to public education.
All right. David Goldberg, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate your perspective.
Thank you.